Okay, so second review, and now we are taking a look at Flash. Okay, so this is Flash, the laser rifle trooper. He was first available in 1982, and 1982 only, because this is the straight arm version, and in 883 they started coming up with the swivel arm battle grip. So you can only get the straight arm version in 82. And so let's take a closer look at the figure himself. Okay, so let me take the figure stand off of him. Okay, so what we're first going to look at is his accessories. The first accessory is his helmet, which has a clear visor, but this visor can be removed from the helmet itself. Which, you know, this was a very standard helmet in G.I. Joe. And I can get it back on. There we go. This visor, like I said, is normally missing and lost. So, but you know, these can be pretty pricey on the aftermarket. He also came with, you know, his gun and backpack here, which this is a what the card contents call a XM-LR 1A laser rifle, and it's also got a black core that is connected to a backpack, which now this is so in, you know, the early days of G.I. Joe, there were obviously, you know, science fiction elements, but you know, but they weren't, you know, overboard like they were eventually. Now, later, you know, there was the XM-LR like 2 or 3A rifle. They're supposed to be the successor to this rifle. It's supposed to be more portable, didn't have this cord, because, you know, in reality, something like this, if this cord was to get cut or severed or something, it would render this whole weapon useless. So you can unpeg it. You can unpeg it from the backpack there, which this can be snapped off a lot of times. You find it. I got an extra one of these somewhere in my parts, but which is pretty cool. There's a small hole right there, which I think that, like I said in my Major Blood review, that's a result of a short pour. So that's when not enough plastic gets into the mold, and you end up with voids and holes like this. So, and the 82 pegs were different than the 83 pegs. I don't have any of the 83 swivel arm figures of the 82 ones. I got some 83 ones, but I don't have any of the swivel arm redos of the 82 ones. So once I get some of those, I'll do a comparison. Okay, so now we're going to, here's Flash's head sculpt, which this head sculpt was reused, you know, many times during 82 and with the 83 figures. For example, Flash here has the same exact head, just with a different hair color, which Hawk uses this same head sculpt too, but unfortunately I don't have Hawk. But yeah, in 82 the team looked like they had a lot of clones on the team. This was a cost-cutting measure, which, you know, not for the better. Now in 83, take the helmet off. Ace here looks like he has the same head as Flash. It's a very similar head, but you know, it is a little bit different. As you can see, there's more sculpted detail in the hair, and you know, it's very similar, but you know, there's more face detail, and so it is a different head. So get them out of the way. So that was so going down, you have some red chest armor, which this armor was reused for Grand Slam too. Unfortunately, I don't have Grand Slam either, but this whole body was reused for Grand Slam. And see, the armor is on the arms here and the legs. He has the 82 waist piece with a belt buckle, shaped like a H for, you know, Hasbro. He's got brown gloves and like a wrist bracer on each hand. And my arm here's a little bit loose, probably because he's had the gun in it a long time. Unfortunately, mine, the chest plate's got a little bit of a paint mishap right here, but you know, not too bad though. Going down his legs, you see there's some more armored pad on his legs. You know, simple green color. 1982 Hasbro made Hong Kong on his rear end. And going down, there's these things on the back of his legs. I'm not for sure what these are supposed to be. Snake Eyes had these same lower leg pieces, and I'm not sure what those are supposed to be on his calves right there. Maybe something to hold his pants to his boots. Maybe, I ain't sure. Then going down, he has his pants. They're supposed to go underneath his boot here, which is very a lot like Cobra Commander's boots, and it's got a brown boot. Not a lot of detail. This kind of reminds me of a UGG boot for some reason. The way this, there's no like laces or nothing on it. It looks like an UGG boot. Okay, so let's go over the articulation of this figure. I forgot to do that in Major Blood's video. As you can see, he's got a swivel at the head. This is the standard articulation for 82 figures. He's got a hinge at the shoulder, hinge at the elbow. No swivel articulation for 82. The figure was held together by a rubber O-ring, so he could turn his waist all the way around. And he got a hinge, like a ball joint at the hip there, and he got a bend at the knee. Okay, so let's take a look at the file card for this figure. And so you got the Laser Rifle Trooper, codename Flash, file name Gambello Anthony S. Got the serial number on the side there. Primary military specialty, infantry. Secondary military specialty, electronics, CBR. Birthplace, Lodi, California. Grade E4. Flash is skilled in many aspects of electronic technology and is capable of equipment repair in the field of specialized education, electronic school, chemical school, covert electronics, qualified expert in M16, M1911A1, XMLR-1A, shoulder-fired laser rifle. Flash is methodical and persistent, and innate and unshakable faith in order of the universe. He's working on his master's degree in electronic engineering. Knots. These early file cards were written by Larry Hama, the writer of the G.I. Joe comic books, and these early file cards had a lot of depth and and a lot of good story to them. See, there's a picture of Flash here on the side, which is the picture of the card back. His faction is G.I. Joe, which is correct. We turn the file card around here. This is the back of the card the figure was packaged on. That's where it was tore off the card, and there's a Hasbro logo at the corner down there. So that's the file card. For Flash's media appearances, he made appearances in the G.I. Joe comic book and the Sunbow MATV series, which I don't think Flash got a lot of spotlight in the Sunbow animated series. He eventually got replaced by Sci-Fi, which was kind of the successor to Flash's character, which honestly I prefer Flash over Sci-Fi. I like his design better than Sci-Fi's. It's a lot less bright colored, and to me it looks more cool. So what do I think of this figure overall? I really like this figure. I recommend it. If you can find one complete that ain't expensive. These 82 ones are a little more expensive than the swivel arm ones, and the reason they changed from the swivel arm, I forgot to say, is, or from the straight arm to the swivel arm, is because the straight arm, was bad. Kids were bad to break the arms off, and so they invented a swivel arm in '83. Now, this figure is made up of entirely reused parts. There's no unique parts on this figure at all, but that doesn't make it a bad figure, though. I mean, there's some other figures that have unique parts later in line that are really bad. So just because a figure is made up of entirely reused parts doesn't make it a bad figure. It depends, like the story of the figure and the, the color choices. Color choices can make a good sculpted figure really bad. Just look at Major Blood Version 3. I showed you in my previous review. If they would have done that figure in version 1's colors, it would have been a lot better. So hope you like this review. If you want to see more G.I. Joe reviews, give me a thumbs up to help me out a lot, and don't forget to hit subscribe to my channel. So I'll see you on this video.